Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And thank you, sisters, for joining me for another one of my videos. Now, the topic we are going to discuss today is depression. Now, this talk it seems like doom and gloom at the beginning and then gets bright towards the end. So let's start with making it positive and bright at the beginning and making it positive and bright at the end. Let's start by putting a smile on our face. Maybe right now you're saying, oh, Sumayyah, I've got nothing to smile about. But you're wrong, sisters. Everybody has had something in their life to smile about. So what I want you to do is just think of a moment where you have been smiling and been happy. And I want you to keep this moment in your mind and hope for many more moments like that. So for the sake of this talk, I want you to smile, sisters. That's it. I want to see big grins. Okay, although I can't actually see if you're really smiling or not, but that's not the point. Here's my smile. So let's start. Do you spend a lot of your time alone in your room, or do you sleep a lot? Do you tend to be quiet and not say very much, or always frowning? And even your friends or family are asking, why are you always down? Perhaps you're the opposite, always out partying, trying to be the life and soul of the party, never letting yourself to get any rest. But when you're alone, the reality is just too much for you, and you find yourself just wishing that you could disappear. Have you started drinking? Or why are you drinking heavily to block your feelings out? Perhaps you started smoking because you feel the stress of life is just too much. Are you always crying and feeling that you're just not good enough? Or do you have thoughts of just ending it and just fed up of life and lacking purpose? Do you feel that no one understands, or you're better off just not being around? Someone less to bother about? As you can see, sisters, I've highlighted so many signals of feeling depressed or feeling low. First is acceptance, sisters, and realizing that you just have a wall in your life. No, not a wall to throw yourself off, but a wall to either climb, jump, go around, or break through. What you first need to do is ask yourself, how did I get to this stage in my life? Was I always feeling these thoughts and having these feelings? Is there anything particular affecting my life right now which has affected me so much to make me feel this way? Then you'll start to tackle the wall, if you found one. Do you know that some of us don't even know why we're depressed or why we're feeling so low? So you need to try to get yourself to the point where you're fed up of doing this to yourself and you want to make changes. Yes, you heard me, sisters. Sadly, you're doing this to yourself, a big part of it. In life, there are so many things that can knock us down. Death, split of marriage, losing parents, loss of wealth, loss of health. Does this sound familiar to you, sisters, to a verse in the Quran? And certainly we shall test you with something of fear, hunger, loss of wealth, life, fruits, but give tidings to the patient. Or another one, do the people think that they will be left to say, we believe, but they will not be tried? But we have certainly tried those before them, and Allah will surely make evident those who are truthful, and He will surely make evident the liars. So if Allah has already warned you about these tests, then we know that in order to be successful, we have to go through these things in our life, and we have to pick ourselves back up. We have to accept that these situations are going to happen to us, and we are going to face them and feel down about them. But it's all about how do we get back up. Now, I know this seems easier than said, so I want you to start by repeating this to yourself, sisters. Some days I'm going to feel happy, and some days I'm going to feel sad. This is completely natural. We are not robots, sisters. We have feelings. When we accept this, we accept that situations will happen to us in life that will make us this way. So tell me, what's the next step if we have acceptance in our life and Allah has already warned us about this? What do we do next? Isn't it to prepare ourselves for these moments? I'll give you an example. When people went to war, they knew when the war was going to happen. Perhaps they even knew the enemy or where the war was about to take place. What did they do? Did they sink into depression? Did they run away? No, they trained mentally and physically to get there. So that's what we need to do, sisters. It's preparing, not giving up as soon as trouble strikes and lead ourselves down that dark hole with no energy left to fight to get back up. We start to prepare for these moments. So I want you to start your journey with me today, sisters. I want you to shout out loud that I accept some days I'll feel happy and some days I'll feel sad, but I will not let it affect my life. Every day I want you to tell this to yourself, sisters. Now, it seems I'm asking you to do a lot of shouting. I want you to get the idea that it's okay to talk to yourself for reassurance. As I've mentioned in many of my other videos, if you do something repeatedly, it will become routine and you'll start to believe in the storyboard that you have made for yourself. So what tools do I need to prepare myself? Purpose, goals, self-worth, strength, trust. What do all these tools link to? Faith, sisters. Faith is hope. Now, even if I don't agree with other religions, I have to make a point. What links all the religions together? What is their one thing that all religions have in common? The word hope. Yes, sisters, faith is hope. And when we have strong faith, our hope always gets stronger. So what happens if someone doesn't have any faith? Then are you surprised that they're even lonelier than what you feel? We have Allah to turn to when nobody wants to know, when our mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, when they turn to you, sorry, I'm busy right now. Who do they have? We have Allah. We have Allah to listen to us, to not interrupt us when we speak. Who do they have? We have promises of the hereafter. What does a person of no faith have to think about after he dies? And the list goes on. We need to say, Alhamdulillah, we are lucky, sisters, that we do have Allah. So in order to get hope, we must have faith or believe. And in order for faith, we must have hope and believe in the faith that we have. So how do we get hope and faith? Now, this is through using our tools effectively. So let's start with purpose. I'm going to put purpose and goals together as one. We need to know what our purpose is. Why did Allah guide us to the truth? What is our purpose whilst we're here on earth? Isn't it just to marry, fall in love and have babies? No, wrong, sisters. There's a bigger reason behind life on earth. And first is to worship no one but Allah. And also to see who is the greatest in deeds, who will reach paradise, and to find the truth. If we was all happy on earth, sisters, then why would we keep thinking about the hereafter, a paradise, a perfect earth, if everything was a perfect paradise, if everything was so perfect on earth? There is a reason why these things are happening on earth, why we do not wish to be here on earth and we long for the paradise. Now you could say it's a bit like Hunger Games, obviously without the killing. So how do I find my purpose? Well, first we need to look at what we are doing now, where we want to be and what we want to achieve and how to get there. What good deeds can we do once we are there or on the way? Now, if we keep in mind at all times that we are placed on earth to see who does the most good deeds and to worship one God, then we've got a great guideline there. I give you an example of somebody who is making goals and doing good deeds, trying to earn the pleasure